Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to recap the first half of the season for the Reds. As we go into the All-Star break, the Reds are currently 41 and 46, last place in the NL Central, but only 4.5 games out. So compared to, I believe, 13.5 last year, that's a vast improvement. This recently completed homestand ended on a sour note. Reds lost both games to the Indians, so that's definitely, a little cause for concern. It kind of takes some of the wind out of their sails considering what they did in the prior two series. So, with that said, 4 out of the next 6 series are against NL Central foes, so the opportunity is right in their hands to get back into the mix of things. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, looking at the team as a whole, as I've said many times, they got off to a 1-8 start. Offensively, this team just was not clicking. All the usual performers got off to terrible starts. Votto, Suarez, Winker, Puig. These guys were not carrying their weight for a long time. As this team, they had really good starting pitching, but the offense was pretty dreadful. Now, as those guys got going, the overall fortunes of the team improved, and unfortunately, as I've said many times before, the 1-8 start still defines this team, and they're still trying to climb out of that hole. A couple interesting stories from this team as a whole. Ever since Nick Senzel has been called up, I've really enjoyed watching him play. He's been a lot of fun to watch, and he's really been pretty good in center field, which myself and others maybe weren't expecting that. So kudos to him. He's a guy I look forward to seeing in this uniform for a long time. Kind of shifting around the diamond, Puig has been a huge spark plug lately. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him or don't do at the trade deadline. Moving into the infield, Votto has overcome a horrendous start. He's not quite the same player he used to be, but he's still very effective, and I love watching him play. I think he's the greatest Reds hitter of all time. Swinging across the diamond to Suarez, he's started to bounce back. He's put together a hot streak lately, so good for him. Catcher's been a pretty big concern. Tucker Barnhart's barely hit at all. Curt Casali's, definitely done a better job than him, and but as a unit, I feel like this team needs to upgrade at this spot if they want to get better. And examining the middle of the infield, this is interesting because a couple weeks ago, I would have said this is a really strong spot on this team, and as of right now, I'm not really so sure anymore. Derek Dietrich has cooled down dramatically since his hot start. Jose Iglesias has had his good moments, but he's kind of fallen back a little bit. Peraza's had his problems, and Scooter Gennett's still trying to round into form. So, overall, that's my assessment of the lineup. And as I mentioned, the starting pitching has done really well, mostly at the top of the rotation with Sonny Gray and Luis Castillo. The other guys have been kind of, back and hot and cold sometimes. So, bullpen's done pretty well too for the most part. Raisel Iglesias has had his moments. Amir Garrett, hopefully he's not hurt too badly because this team really needs him. Zach Duke is gone. He was not doing much in this uniform. David Hernandez has pitched very well for this team. And overall, the pitching and the relief pitching and the starting pitching have not been the things that have held this team back for the most part. So, and shifting over to the dugout, David Bell, he's had his moments. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions with him. There's definitely times where you wonder what he's thinking with some of his moves. Sometimes he pulls his starting pitchers too quickly, things like that. But, I don't think another manager would have them in a better position. So, it is what it is. And I think whatever problems are with the team go, beyond the manager himself. So, and then let's look at the front office real quick. This team has about 3 weeks to make some major decisions. Are they buyers? Are they sellers? What do they do? What do they do going forward? They have some big trade pieces with Tanner Roark. I forgot to mention, it's actually been a pretty good addition to the pitching staff. So they have Tanner Roark, Yasiel Puig, possibly Dietrich, possibly Gennett. A lot of these guys, 1-year deals or the last year deal left. So they have some decisions to make, and it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. And if they want to keep these guys and make a run, or possibly even add to the team, they have to come out of the All-Star break all cylinders firing. So I am excited for that. High stakes baseball coming up for the Reds. Anyway, I wanted to recap the first half of the season, give you some of my thoughts, and as always, I thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.